Hi, I'm Mike.
Hello, I'm Gustavo.
And hi, I'm Jaden.
Cyberbullying and trolling are new forms of eliciting personal pleasure by hurting other people's feelings. Some psychologists say it's a sign of a mental disorder, perhaps a new form associated with the internet. Some say it's just an old mental malfunction that has found a new venue to elicit twisted pleasure.
Occasionally, the internet cannot contain them, and they cross the line, allowing their problems to spill out into the real world where they cause real physical harm. The harm they cause to the feelings of others on the internet is no less than emotionally painful. It demeans people on a human level, hurting the mind, and sometimes those minds are fragile, or childish, or in fact, children.
We'll be providing answers to 3 questions. One is, what distinguishes trolls from bullying? Where does one end and the other one begin? Second one is, what are some norms that are generally successful at combating trolls and bullies? And lastly, where should the ultimate responsibility for dealing with trolls and bullies reside? In the hands of the government or in the hands of citizens?
A troll is a slang term used to describe an internet user's behavior that is meant to intentionally anger or frustrate an individual or group without causing physical harm. Cyberbullying is a form of online harassment carried out against an individual in a deliberately hostile manner that can ultimately cause physical harm to someone. An example of a troll would be Michael Bush, aka Violent Acres, one of the world's most famous trolls. He focused on distributing images of scantily clad underage girls, racism, porn, gore, and more on the online community Reddit. He says he received an award from Reddit for his work, and his fans applauded and encouraged him. However, he never physically or emotionally harmed anyone personally. An example of cyberbullying is when Rutgers University student Tyler Clemente committed suicide by jumping off the George Washington Bridge because his roommate had set up a video stream and broadcast it to other students to catch him kissing another man. So trolls and bullies are similar in the fact that they are looking to irritate, frustrate, and harass people, but bullies, whether intentionally or unintentional, cause physical harm to people.
Just like real-life bullies and trolls, they both need attention. If you spend any time online, you will eventually have trolls and anonymous people attack you. They'll make you angry and upset, but it is how you handle them that makes the difference. So one type of a formal norm that is effective combating trolls and bullies is for the victim to report their wrongdoing to the perpetrator's manager once their identity has been identified, so they can enforce the company's written code of conduct, which specifies the standard of conduct, values, and ethical behavior of an employee. One example is how both Michael Bush, aka Violent Acres, who distributed sexually explicit pictures of underage girls, and Sean McDonald, who tweeted vulgar and sexually violent language referring to Kurt Schilling's daughter, were both terminated from their jobs as a result for their actions. One informal way to combat a troll or a bully is to either ignore, put the suspect on the block or ban list, or counter-troll the perpetrator.
We personally think the government should be held responsible of trolls and bullies. In one article, it talked about an incident that occurred in the annual Python conference in 2013. Andrea researched on Harry jokes that offended her society. She took the matters into her own hands instead of consulting the right authorities. She used Twitter to public shame the 2 jokesters. Instead of just receiving an apology, she ended up losing her job as well. As it turns out, the jokesters weren't even joking about females. They were talking about hardware components. If she contacted the right authorities, most times would have gotten hurt and have the story straightened up. In another article, it talked about Amanda Todd incident where she committed suicide because she was being stalked by a light creeper. The anonymous activist group doxed Amanda Stalker, who they identified as a 30-year-old guy. As it turned out, they got the wrong person. Instead, it was the Canadian police authorities who got the right person. Now, the 30-year-old guy who had no connection with the case at all was punished for no apparent reason. This is why we think the government should be held responsible in taking care of trolls and bullies. It's because citizens take action before they do their own research. While the government may take a while to complete their case, they barely make any mistakes and have the power to arrest or punish the right guy.
In conclusion, trolls and bullies may have a mental disability, but are just looking for a reaction. and if you oblige them, they will make your life hell.
Ignoring trolls and bullies is the first step in calming them. If they continue their harassment, you can report them to company or site management, your ISP, or governmental authorities.
Government authorities should be held responsible and take care of bullies and trolls because they have the resources to track down and prosecute the perpetrator. Citizens should not have this responsibility because they are quick to blame people while doing their own research, and they often make mistakes.